I said that there won't be a sequel. I meant to say equal, they say, Jay, we want to believe you. What you hearing today is a product of confident people. What I'm lending away is a promise we're giving to people. Listen.
Today, I brought them back. I had to have them back. But this time, collectively as one package, all right? We are in a space right now where we just co-located, coalesced. You want me to keep going? I appreciate y'all coming back. Jude, Miss Brenna, I really appreciate having y'all. First and foremost in my life, you guys have been angels that God has sent. We are not about to get emotional. However, I'm just every time I see you guys, I'm always excited to see y'all. How are you two?
We're good.
I'm great. I got these pants just for you.
Bro, you know I'm gonna get to it. Yo, listen, let me tell y'all something. Jude came out of the changing room and had these pants on, and I was like, bro, I was having a conversation with Miss Brenna, and when I saw him, I was like, Miss Brenna, hang on. The pants, bro.
Yeah. And I understood. I understood. Conversation had to cease to exist over these.
But let me give you yours too, though, because that jacket you have on right now
Thank
the
you.
black is like, what is it? What's the ice cream? Neapolitan.
Yeah.
If that's not the way you say that ice cream, for 36 years I've been messing it up. But today it's gonna be Neapolitan.
It was actually really long, and I cut it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, so you modified that?
Yeah, with just like kitchen scissors.
That's tough.
It's not the straightest line.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, that's perspective. That's fashion. Now you talking. I see what y'all did here. You came with the pants. You came with your own
These pants were actually longer too, and I cut them as well.
Those possibly couldn't be any longer.
Bro, where was the inspiration behind the pants? Did you search?
Yeah, you ever seen Aladdin?
I can't say that I have.
No?
I have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
It's like we're watching it right now.
Yeah. I actually, recently somebody had asked me had I watched The Matrix, and I told him no, and he looked at, you too?
I haven't seen it either.
He looked at me in almost disgust, like, you call yourself intellectual?
I get that too. Yeah.
Red pill, blue pill, you don't know either one? And I'm like, do they taste different?
I'm like, I take fish oil. But
You probably know the references though,
Yeah, I know the references.
You know the important bits. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, why is that the biggest reference that you go to first is him dodging a bullet?
Because that's iconic.
I think what's maybe arguably more iconic is the fact that they're in a simulation, and that's the point.
You just gave away this whole spoiler alert.
That's the first 5 minutes.
So obviously y'all are both film. You guys are killing it in your own right, in your own creative space. Where and how did you two kind of come together and say, you know what, I like you?
Oh man. When we first came together, I cringe a little bit because the first time we met, a friend of ours was introducing us to each other because he wanted us to work on a short film with him. His name's Tomas, and he's a good friend of each of ours.
Yeah.
And then he was working on The Resident with Brenna, and he was working on Ordinary Joe with me. And so he was like, hey, you two are great. I want you to come together. He's like, we'll meet at Chili's. So we're meeting at Chili's. We're waiting for Brenna. Tomas and I get there a little early, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, and I'm kind of combing my stash a little bit. So I had a long, gross.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Unstyled stash, because at the time I was cast in a indie film where I was a drug dealer. I was a gross drug dealer.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, word, I'll grow out my stash. It looks gross. That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
And so I was growing it out in the process. I think I shot maybe a week later or something like that before we met. I come out of the bathroom. They're talking, and I'm like, oh no, she's already sat down. She's gonna see the stash. It's not gonna be good.
Oh no.
Turns out she didn't really care too much.
No, I did.
You're a sweetheart.
I don't really think about that.
So-
I don't know. I was in so work mode. I was still
Okay.
like kind of new to Atlanta, and so I was just like meeting new people. Didn't really think anything of it.
I think the big problem was, let me back up to that moment where I was walking in. I see her already sitting down with Tomas. I said, "Oh no," because she was cute. I was like, "Oh no, she's cute." Now the stash matters, because before I was like, "I don't care.
You're good.
Whatever." But yeah, that was the problem.
Isn't it always
Yeah, I
like
paid
that?
him to say that. So.
Yeah.
Maybe $20.
Man, I feel that because there's definitely been times where like I'm anti-girl. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm off heartbreaks and heartaches. Like I'm over it, baby. You're not hurting my
Anti-girl.
feelings.
Maybe you might want to say
Maybe like anti-romance, anti-relationship,
Like,
just
Anti-girl. I don't want
Clip
nothing to
that.
do. I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. I'm tired of playing the games, and y'all have hurt my heart for the last time. I'm just gonna be by my damn self. So.
media clip that.
But there's been times where I'm feeling that way and I'm like, damn. You walk in somewhere and you're like, she is fine. And like your edge up is fucked up. And for me, it's like, I love wearing hats. Even with a haircut, I'll wear a hat. But there have been multiple times, bro, where I'm like, she is so fine. My hair is fucked right now, though.
I get that. I get that every morning.
And it doesn't go that way. It goes the other way. It's like, okay.
Well, he said something right away. Like the first thing that came out of his mouth
I
was like, "Don't look at this." I'm so sorry.
Did you
Don't look-"
really?
Yeah, it was like the first thing he said. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's fine."
She just thought I was just like another gross film guy.
What was
No, I didn't think gross. I was just like, "Oh, okay, it's a like."
I wish I had a
actor.
picture of this stash. It was
Yeah,
disgusting.
I would put that up like right now. Like as you're talking, I'd put that up right now. And
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
this is what it looked like. So what was that for you? Were you just trying to get that? Because obviously now you're feeling what? Are you feeling vulnerable? Like, are you feeling like, damn, I got to share this with her because I think she's cute. I don't want her to.
I was like, let me address the giant elephant mustache in the room. And, but then we moved on, it was fine. And then like, we started working on the short, and then the short didn't end up working. But then we were like, we kept working at stuff, and then like, we just kept working together. And then I had this film, cult classic, Tragedy on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Lord.
And that was a wild comedy movie. And then I asked, originally I wanted Brenna to direct it, but she couldn't because of work. She was working on The Resident, like 1,000 hours a week.
Yep.
And so she was like, but I can work the last day. And
Yeah,
so,
like I can show up and help out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, word. And so on the last day, one of the main actors, Cassie, now known, she goes by Casil the Cop now. We know her as Cassie. She's great.
Shit.
And but she was like, hey, next weekend is like a 48-hour film festival. You guys want to do it, like a small little group? And we're like, hell yeah. So, and it was like me, Brenna, Cassie's husband, and then a handful of other people. And so on a Friday, they give you a prompt, and they're like, yeah, you have to include like a ticket stub, you have to include the name of like some name,
Yeah.
and you have to include, it has to be about like, they give you a genre, and our genre was like superhero and mystery.
Or something like that.
We could choose or have a combination of like 3 that they gave us. We forgot what it was. And so we made this short, like super fast. We shot it. So we got the prompt on Friday night. We wrote it Friday night for the rest of the night pretty much. And then shot listed it real quick. And then Saturday, we took like all day to shoot it.
Well, barely, because me and Cassie had the agent thing, so it was like half a day. Like we had like half a day to get this thing done.
Yeah. So we shot it. We were shooting until the end of Saturday, and then we went straight, like once we were done shooting on Saturday, we went back to Brenda's apartment, and all of us, and we were just like editing it. And it's basically Brenna editing it, and everybody kind of staring around the
Because at the time, I was kind of the only one that knew how to edit.
I had some editing like background, but it's been a while at the time. And so I was helping with audio because we had very prehistoric audio equipment that wasn't synced to the video like these days.
Oh
It's
my
so
God,
easy.
I forgot about that.
So I had to go through, and we didn't have anything labeled. So I had to go through file by file and look at the script and be like, okay, this is the file to this part of the script. And we wrote for some reason we made it like a 10-minute long short.
We were stupid. stupid.
It was long for a 48-hour film
It was
festival.
not. We should have done like one location, one person. Like,
Oh,
no,
damn.
we went like to a coffee shop and this thing, and we brought in another person, and then we
Yeah.
did this. Like, we made it way too big for like our resources, but this was our first time doing something like this.
Yeah.
Now we would crush it.
Yeah,
But.
well, we did. Well, I'll get back to P.S. My name is Russo.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so we're up, we're editing. I'm trying to I'm doing the impossible with the audio. Brenna's like linking stuff without any audio because I have all the audio on a separate laptop.
Yeah.
And so we're editing, and then everyone else kind of starts dropping off. They're like, hey, it's getting late. Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. What time? Blah blah blah. Everyone's leaving until it's just us. And then we're the last ones around 3 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that.
A perfect setup.
And we just keep editing because it was due at noon, at 11.
It was due at noon on Sunday or Monday or something. Sunday.
And so we edit all throughout the night, and we're both just exhausted. We're both just all right.
Delirious.
We're just slowly working. When you pulled an all-nighter and you're just running on fumes and you're just zombie.
Yeah.
That was us. And then finally we finish it and we're uploading it to the website, and the website's it's going to take 15 minutes and it's due in 15 minutes.
So it's down to the to the second.
Yeah.
It's down to the second. So I'm freaking out. I'm not
course.
on any sleep. Don't really know this guy. We're friends, but don't really know this guy. We just spent the entire night working on this thing. I'm so anxious. I can't sleep, whatever. And so it's down, you just watch this bar and it's down to the last second. And so I'm in my apartment just pacing back and forth like a literal insane person. I'm just pacing.
Because we were just going for 2 days straight-ish. And then all of a sudden it's up to chance if this computer can
Because you're
update fast
disqualified if it doesn't make it in time.
Oh.
And so it was everything we just did doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so I'm just pacing back and forth, and he's just sitting on the couch,
I'm
just
just
watching
tired
me.
because we submitted it, so I was like, all right, nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here while we wait to see if it submits. But I was exhausted, so I was just okay. And I barely even realized that. Brenna was got the zoomies like a cat, pretty much.
I'm just zooming because I'm there's nothing I can do. I can't do it. I was just anxious. I was just bouncing back and forth, and then it somehow makes it in time.
Yeah.
And so then I was oh, well, doesn't think I'm insane. He's sticking around, so that's cool. So, and then we went on a walk and got food, I think, and
Then I think we both passed out.
we did.
Oh,
pass
for
out.
sure.
We passed
I think
out.
we got food, and then we're just we turned something on, I think, TV, and then we
I
both.
just-
Yeah. The mere fact y'all just did it at the same time is actually kind of crazy right now. That's actually kind of crazy. Were you, in a sense, feeling vulnerable? At any point in time? With him, it was his mustache, right? So he felt yo,
Did you still have the mustache at that point?
No.
But I'm saying,
I shaved it that night.
Oh.
as you guys
Oh,
are
I see.
intertwining and you guys are starting to work, obviously your eye is changing a little bit.
Yeah,
You're looking
yeah.
at this person, you're admiring certain work ethics. I'm imagining, you know,
Yeah.
just being in that type, that environment where you are up against the clock. But did you start to think maybe during the Zoomies, when you had the Zoomies, were you this guy probably thinks I'm losing it?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Really?
honestly, more after the fact. Because it was
Okay.
during, I was
You were
just
too locked in?
so delirious, so whatever, just anxious, just running back and forth. I'm who cares? I'm never going to see this guy again. He's probably
Yeah.
going to leave and go talk to his friends and
Yeah.
be this girl's crazy. And I was fine with that. That's fine. I wasn't looking for anything.
Yeah.
I had just moved to Atlanta. I was just so work oriented. It was I just wanted to do a good job. I also wasn't happy with the product.
Mm-hmm.
And I was frustrated with myself. So there's a lot of internal things. And then when he stayed and we went on a walk, that's when I was fuck, I'm a crazy person. This person probably thinks I'm insane.
Yeah.
Why is he still here? And then you stayed.
He's probably equally as crazy in his own right. I think we all are to a degree, you know, especially like creatively is one of the words I love saying all the time. Is like creatively, you have to be this person in your mind that's like, who would believe this unless I make it happen, unless I bring it to fruition and make it something tangible. You know what I mean?
There's something that I heard a while back. I don't remember from where, but it was something like, man, I wish I can give credit because it's just such a great thing to live by. If you're an artist, then you have to break the rules. Like you can't do what everybody else is doing. You have to, like, there's a specific word that was used that was so juicy. It was like you have to be a rule breaker was the essence of it though. Because like if you do the same thing that everybody does, like that's not art. Like that's nothing new. You're not contributing anything. You're not like making anything new. You gotta break the rules.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go against the grain. And when you do that, then you're original. Obviously, there are consequences.
Well, yeah.
And so, like, but you hear about it all the time in film. Like, something that's really popular is like stealing the shot. It's called stealing the shot, and it's like, or stealing the road, or something like that. Where like that's if you don't have permits, but you want to shoot something on a street or something like that. Like you see it a lot, like in Elf. You know that movie with
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. When he's like walking around New York City and he's kind of just like. He's discovering like this new world of his and he's doing weird stuff. They didn't have permits for that. They just like stole it.
Stole the street.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
So that's an example. And so like, cause that process could take so long. It can take months.
With like permits and stuff?
Yeah. And it's like, it costs nearly like nothing, like $50, $25, $100.
Yeah.
Sometimes $500 in certain places, stuff like that. But like in the grand scheme of things, that's like nothing, but it takes months to like, get that stuff settled and
Just
stuff
to
like
shoot
that.
whatever you guys are about to shoot.
Yeah, and sometimes you get like inspired.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to shoot over there. And then and then your keys and everyone's telling you, your producer's like, yeah, we don't have that street though. You can't shoot that. Also, it's not on the shot list. We got to get going. We're an hour behind. And you're like, nah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
okay. I mean, I'm familiar with permits and like how you can't just, I was at Lenox Mall here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I just was looking forward to going in. I had an outfit on, and I was like, I want my picture taken. So the young lady that was with me, we were going to go in the mall and just walk around. Like one of them days where you just want to, for me, I just want to look at threads. And she has this Canon camera of mine, and she gets out and she starts taking photos of me. And security like run over on like one of the little RoboCop scooters.
Yeah.
Shout out y'all, because y'all are really cool about it. But came over and he's like, you're gonna have to delete that. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yo, I don't wanna be that type of person to go against the grain. Because I imagine you get that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a person who wants to ask questions so I can better understand why I'm not able to do something.
Yeah.
And he was sharing with me that brands typically don't want to be captured in your shot. And I'm like, but if I had, so I think it was like a coffee brand or something like that behind me, or maybe like Cheesecake Factory. And I remember him telling me all this, and I'm like, so if I had 20 million followers and that picture goes viral, and your business is in the background, do you want me to take the picture down? And he was like, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But like going back to the permits and all that stuff, it's like sometimes, yeah, bro, you're right. Like I'm feeling inspired. For me, it was like, I'm fresh as fuck today. Take my picture. Take my picture and make sure you take it the way I need you to take it. But the inspiration that comes with that, yes, going back to your original point, like, yeah, you got to break the rules. I walked away and I was like, hey, man, thank you. They're all gone. They weren't gone. I posted them shits. Yeah.
That's the thing, like, about, like, especially, like, the changing in distribution these days and stuff like that. Like, I would say if something's like a film in theaters, that's when you have to be, like, the most careful because there's so many eyes on it. And so people will be like, you know, if you shoot something and someone's logo's in it, whatever, and they're like, I didn't give you permission for that. Ooh, I'm gonna sue the shit out of you. Like, but if someone makes like a YouTube video and they get like 1,000 views and they got the logo in it, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, it's kind of like
because they're not even gonna see it. Probably.
Yeah, and they're not gonna go through all the legal trouble and all the amount of money they have to spend on a lawyer to go confront that artist. To be like, hey, you didn't tell me, you didn't ask for permission to blah blah blah. But you know, people, so it's really up to them. It's up to the person. Like even if a tattoo artist does like a tattoo or something like that, like they can own it unless it's in your contract that you own it afterwards.
Yeah.
But its ownership has gotten so wishy-washy, and of course, everything with AI too. I'm not even gonna go there, but like, because that's a whole thing. Like, it's
who owns it?
It's getting so confusing now and stuff like that, and so that's why most filmmakers are like, let's learn from Lionsgate's example. They just gotten some conflict with
that's a good way
that.
to put it.
Yeah, and so because I don't know the full story around it, but I know that there was a lot of talks about it, stuff like that. But just in general, like ownership and the distribution platform, like YouTube and stuff like that, people just care less on different platforms and stuff like that. But every now and then, someone like makes something awesome, and they happen to be like repping a brand that they didn't talk to, and then the brand's cool, and they're like, hey, you know what? Props, like we endorse you, like good stuff. And those are the brands that we're like, that we as the people like champion. We're like, hey, they care about us.
Yeah, they're
like,
cool.
This is an artist that they like were lenient, they were like flexible, they can adapt to something they didn't expect. And they recognize that like this was a good product, this is a good art, and they sponsored it, they endorsed it. Like,
so I do want to ask, I do want to ask some questions as far as how y'all work together. But since we're on the topic, if you have an opinion on AI in the sense of art and what it is now in film, we know what AI is becoming in film and what AI is in all the different industries. I mean, now AI is in fashion, it's in film, it's in, there's AI artists, like singing artists, and it's like, what? Do y'all have an opinion on that? I mean, obviously being tastemakers in filmmaking, visual storytelling obviously being like your thing. How do y'all feel about artificial intelligence in the creative space?
Yeah. First, before I get to opinions, I'll go to some facts that drive my opinions. So like, and they're not fully formed opinions yet because stuff's changing so fast. But some facts are that like AI has, or what we know as AI right now is like ChatGPT and Sora 2 and VO3 and all those video makers and stuff like that. Elements of those things have been around for like a decade or more already. It's just now that they're becoming so readily available for so many people that people are starting, it's got a spotlight on it now. So it's like, hey, are we okay with this? Like, and then people are taking sides and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I've been thinking about a lot too, is like, we're just now having this conversation, but people have been using components of AI for a very long time. Like, you know, we see when it went from film to digital, people were saying the same thing. And when we saw, there's all kinds of changes that happen, and people have resistance to them. And I think about that when I take into account, like, how do I feel about AI entering the space? And, you know, there's an argument that it's a tool and it should be used. And there's another argument that it's like, but it's stealing. And so I'm trying to find out where I like feel on that, because like, what if like a software comes out where it's like all of it was bought? Like, I know there are a few companies out there who like, they buy all of their images and stuff like that they then like use for generating generative AI. There are others who do not buy them, or they've already taken everything and they're like requiring the users to opt out of it. And so it's like, it's a little gray, a little shady in some places, but like in terms of like what it could be if it was done ethically and done right and everybody was paying for everything that was being done, like, then I think it would be a good tool to help at some sort of capacity with the strain points of filmmaking. So like things like when you do really, really unsafe stunts or something like that, it's like, I personally think like, I love stunt guys I have a lot of close stunt guy friends, but there are some stunts that should just never be done.
Damn.
Like I really don't like seeing people jumping out of buildings, hitting a rail, and then landing on like a plush, like big pillow kind of mat thing. Like they know how to do it safely, but if you do it enough times, you're breaking something. Like I've seen it a lot where a simple fall, after 10 times, like they get a concussion. Yeah. And it's like, I'm all for stunts, but like maybe you can do it once and then we can use AI to like make it look worse or something like that, something to assist. Yeah. Like I think there's ways that AI can make make a set safer. Yeah. And that's what I'm most excited about. Okay. But I think there's a lot of politics and a lot of like, IP rights and stuff like that we need to figure out first.
Well, I also think it's scary because if it's put in the wrong hands, hypothetically, these people that have a lot of money and resources that might get it in their hands and want to spend less money on actual people are going to use it as a replacement. So it's like this conversation about Tilly Norwood, who's the AI actress and all this, and like that's scary because this AI actress is not going to age, isn't going to fight to be compensated the same amount as her male actors or all these other points, which is scary. And so it's like, if it's put in the wrong hands, it can be used as getting rid of jobs instead of making it safer for the actual humans and for the actual artists, or being used to empower and support instead of like replacing. So that's what's scary. So it's like, okay, how do we figure out regulations about that? But how do we do regulations in a ethical way? And I think that's what the conversation is right now.
Yeah. And it's like about that though, Tilly, so a long time ago, you said something a second ago about these like AI songwriters and stuff like that. I remember like years ago, there was one, and I don't remember her name, but she had like an Instagram account and a Facebook account, and she had like a whole website and all that stuff like that, and she like sang songs that were AI generated. And I think she had something like 100K followers, maybe more now or something like that. I'm not sure, but I remember it was like a hot topic because she was like, oh, this is a fully AI like artist. And I think it was called something else at the time, because this was like, or maybe it was more than 5 years ago. Oh God. And it was before COVID. So it must have been maybe more like 8 to 10 years ago, actually, something like that. Okay. And because of the novelty of like what they were doing with this program, I think she like shot up pretty fast, and her profile shot up pretty fast. And I think more and more came after her and stuff like that. People were trying to make their own, but then like they all kind of plateaued, and then the hype dropped off because
it wasn't a person.
My theory, is that like people love artists because of everything else they do outside of their art. Like, art can be great and fantastic, but it's so short-lived, like your experience with something novel. But you like cling on to it because of like, oh, I like this person because they do this outside of it. Look at like Keanu Reeves. Like, like people love his stuff, and they openly like champion him because they're like, everything he does outside of set they like love him for it. And so they're like, I'm gonna go support his movie. He can do whatever he wants. Like, I'm watching, like people go to press junkets.
I was gonna say, people right now loving like the interviews and the press junkets and the round tables, all the stuff.
You can't do that with AI, and if you try, it's gonna be so
cringe.
Should we, because I know there's a lot of people that are fearful of course, obviously, one, taking your job, but two, I've seen some artists that are like really, really against it. Like, yo, AI is this, it's not that. We're losing the essence of like an artist that really works on their voice. I love Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul, but he changed my mind on drinking tea. So I'm a coffee drinker, love it. Like the day starts when I take that first sip. But as an artist, I watched him drink tea and I was like, a man walking around drinking tea. Like, it was new to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I saw him drinking tea and I was like, that's for his voice. So people don't even understand like what artists really go through in their own respect, right? But more for a vocalist, like a person who raps or a person that sings, like it just drastically, it's something so small too. It just changed my mind about, yo, your voice, like this is your instrument and you really have to watch what you eat, what you drink. Are you yelling? You know what I mean? These different things. So is AI something that we should embrace and not be afraid of and just understand like, okay, cool, the world is in automation now. It is what it is. It's 2025. It's only going to progress by 2035. Is AI something that we should really come to terms with? Like, all right, make it your ally. Don't allow it to run you and take away your cognitive thinking and your critical thinking. Utilize it as a tool. Is that something that we should be more hair down with? Or is it something iRobotish that we should be apprehensive to? Just in your opinion. I mean, I know there's no right answer.
I think with a lot of tools right now, like AI is, I see it, like I've used it to like make softwares and stuff like that too. Like when I get stuck, I'm like, ChatGPT help, I'm so stuck right now, I don't know what to do. And I'm like doing my software thing and then like, I find out like, damn, it's so dumb. Like it's so far away from iRobot. Like it's really not that smart. It just knows a lot of stuff, but doesn't know how to like understand things. No, my God, it's so far away from it knows, you know, A through Z. It knows a lot of stuff. It has that capacity, but it doesn't know what to do with it. It really, really, really doesn't so far. Like learning the AI training it's so far away from like them doing anything like iRobot. But I think like, but it's all in the programming. So obviously like certain things, it's like, oh, I want this AI to like be programmed to do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Then it can do it, but you have to program every single step. And if there's something like art that needs to have a misstep, like you can't do this, then this, then this. It can't be systemized. Art can't be, otherwise it gets stale, it gets boring. So like, I really think that it's about how much AI that you're sprinkling into your art is what really matters. Because like, if you're using ChatGPT to write a script, then you're using VO3 to put that script in, and then it makes it, and then you use, I don't know, I'm sure there's like a software out there that like compiles videos and like spits out like a finished like draft. Something like that, that's gonna be trash. It's gonna be so trash. Like, but if it's like, hey, I shot this or I wrote it down by hand, it came from like my own thoughts, and you know, it'd be better if it was like a collective of thoughts, like something like that, have like a writer's room, and you shoot something with a camera, and then you're like, ah, man, we forgot to take that logo out the back of that one. And then you use like a tool on DaVinci that uses AI to like take it out. It's like, oh my God, that just
saved you thousands of
Because how are you gonna go back and like, sometimes you cannot go back and shoot that shot.
Especially if you're like an indie filmmaker and you don't have the budget and you're trying to make something that's good and has a good production value. And so that's what's exciting, is that it's opening the gates for indie filmmakers to be able to do things and to be able to be on the same level as some of these larger companies. But it is, you have to use it the right way. I forgot who it was. There was an actress recently, and I think it was specifically about a question about Tilly and like AI in the future and stuff like that. And I forgot the exact quote, but it was something like, AI isn't necessarily like a step into the future, but it's a regurgitation of the past. And I thought that was a very interesting quote, because it is taking everything from the past and just like reorganizing it basically.
Damn, that's fire, actually.
Yeah, it was a great quote. I don't know who it was, I forgot, but.
That one fucked me up just now. I had to think about that. Like, okay, run that back. Okay. I've never heard that before. Okay. So
I think, and I like, like we're writing a bunch of stuff, like we're in development for a lot of like shows and films right now, and so like the best things come from like life.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of funny moments that we have in life, and it's something that AI will never think of because it's like it's so nuanced.
They don't experience, like you can't experience it.
Yeah, it's like all the little details of messing up, you know, what we know as being human, like conflict and stuff like that. Like that's not something that I think AI is anywhere near right now, is understanding the beauty in conflict and the beauty in not being perfect. And like AI, like ChatGPT, its whole goal is to like serve with the best answer possible. And like art should be the opposite. It should really be showing like the strain and all the other parts that aren't perfect, that aren't the best. And so like, you know, but let's say like you're like doing some kind of historical, you're trying to look up a historical fact or something like that. Hey, ChatGPT, like what person wore those really big pants in a Disney Channel? So I can put this in a mood board. Oh, you're probably talking about Aladdin. Let me put that in the mood board real quick. Boom.
Your picture's gonna pop up, bro. If anybody looks that up, your picture's gonna pop up.
And that just saved you, you know, 30 minutes.
And did it hurt the art? Most likely not. Like, you know, because I think that's, you know, whatever the, you know, strong opinions on whether you hate it or not, or somewhere in between, I think it's really, what people are really caring about are like, is the art that I'm gonna consume gonna be worse or better from this? And at the end of the day, if you're watching something or you see some form of art that makes you feel something, I think that's the goal of art. And that's always been my standard of, with anything that I'm making, a little drawing or a video or a film or a TV show or anything, when I'm like, hey, Brenna, watch this, like watch the rough cut. I'm like staring, like is she feeling something? Because if she's not, then it's not good enough. Then okay, I got to go back to the drawing board or something like that. But if she like chuckles at something, I'm like,
you're writing it.
103, laugh. 1 out of 5 laugh. Okay, it's something though, but I'll make it better.
1 out of 5.
Yeah.
So, which is an excellent segue. When you are working on something collectively together, as guy and gal, what is that process like? Because you're in work mode, but I still love you. But this maybe need to be changed, or maybe you could do this. Like, what is it like for you two, and how cohesive y'all are when it comes to your creativity? Because obviously you both have different perspectives. Your passions are kind of the common denominator, right? Like y'all love visual storytelling, you love films. What's that cohesion like, especially working in the same room or in the same environment? What's that like for you two?
I think we've definitely evolved quite a bit, because like we started wherever we started. I don't know, like I was used to, I don't even know at the time, like I was directing and producing and acting and writing and lighting and everything, my stuff. Brenna did the same. So she had all her opinions on how those things worked, so did I. And so when we started having both of our heads looking at the same camera, like the same monitor, I think there was a lot more clashing in the beginning, and a bit more like, I don't know, like we're both.
Well, I think it was figuring out communication styles too, and like what works for collaboration. And we also have like such different like tastes, I guess. Like I like was very into dramas and psychological horrors and stuff like that, and he's a big comedy guy. And so it was like not a lot of mixing, which I think was great. I've been watching so many more comedies lately, and you've watched a couple more more dramas and a couple horrors, and even like just showing him the most random shit that I know he wouldn't like, but then the next day I'll find him talking to someone being like, like, yeah, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader show, like I was watching Brenna watch this, and I think we could do something like this, blah blah blah. And I'll be like, yeah, I knew we'd get something from that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like we found merit, we found like utility in the genres that we wouldn't normally watch. So it made us more open-minded, and I think that was the key. It's like, especially that helps with the communication too, to be like, when, for example, like, I don't know, Brenna might be saying something, like we're like looking at a monitor, she's like, yeah, I think the light should go there, maybe I think they should stand there.
Yeah.
And then I'll, instead of first being like, no, I don't like that, that's not a good idea, now that I'm a little bit more open-minded and now I trust her a lot because she's made so many great choices in the past, that I'll ask why now a little bit more. I'll be more Socratic about it, and I'll be like why do you pick, you know, the frame to be there instead of like right there? So that way I can at least like express my opinion to give her a platform to give her opinion on what I thought might be better. And then from there, like, it really is like a give and take. It's just like, that's not so important to me. Like, you know, I don't fully agree, but it's, you know, I think it's great too.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I'll at least from my point of view, I'll be like, I think it looks great, and if it makes her really happy, like, then it's all good. But the hill I will die on is this.
Yeah. And a lot of this, like, making sure that we do all of that, like, in the pre-production, because that's when you have the time to like have these conversations, or at least like, let's say if we're talking about a film or a video that we're making for a client, it's like, let's go back to the overall goal. Let's go back to kind of like the mood board and the goal and all of that, and we'll talk all of that through. Because once you get on set, like, you don't have that much time to be like,
you can't have those discussions.
You can't have those discussions, and that's when, like, you know, the arguments and the things might come up because it's like acting fast. You don't have time to like talk through things and all of that. So like, we make sure we do all of that ahead of time. We know what the goal is. We know what the overall brand or whatever. We do the shot list. We have all of that figured out so that when we're on set and we have to adapt, like we had to do recently with this one client, like we were able to adapt like this because we were on the same page about what the goal is, what the tone is. We already knew the music ahead of time. We were like shooting to the music. So we were like, okay. So it was like, okay, we got to like switch all of this right now. Let's do it. We were able to do it super fast.
Yeah, that was fun. So like we did an Alien commercial for a restaurant called Bradley's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And we thought that the makeup would take 1.5 hours, and it took 3 hours. And so our schedule was very tight.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, on like at hour 2 of the makeup being done and everybody else is ready, everybody's in place, everything else is in place. Because we had such like an organized like shot list and we thought of things, a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C ahead of time, we were like, okay, plan B, this is what we're gonna do. And so we just shifted, and then things were still a little behind, so we're like, okay, plan B on the second, like now that we've done plan B on that first part, and it's still not ready, like 30 minutes later, like we got that quick shot real quick. We can't just like return to our original plan because things have changed. We're like, okay, plan B on the other one. So but then
plan B.
We ended up getting everything we needed. It looked great. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
and I also think at this point we know where each other's like skills are at. Like you're much better at lighting than I'm at, so I'm always like, hey Jude, like, can you like this while I do that, or that sort of thing, or like,
that's beautiful.
Like we like know each other's strengths, I guess, and so it's like, okay, I'll talk to the background and I'll direct the background while you're setting up the lighting with this sort of thing, because it's like I know you're better at that, or like overall marketing strategy, like he's much better at. So I'm like, okay, I'll work on the shot list while you work on figuring out that. So it's like we know where our strengths are.
Yeah,
I think that came out of the like hundreds of short form videos that we made for clients, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Like that?
And at this point, our videos, because we made so many short form ads before, and now we're starting to do like longer form stuff, and now we're like affording to make more films and focus more on TV and like shows and stuff like that, and like commercial, like bigger budget commercials and stuff like that now. So it's like, so now it's so easy because it's so easy to communicate, let me say. So it's easy for us to communicate because we're like, we've had so much practice working together, and it just being just us too.
Yeah.
So like we speak our own language. Then like I only have to finish my sentence half the time because I'll be like, hey, can you yeah, okay, cool. And like she's on it and she's doing it and I'm doing the other thing and she's just like, you got that and that, right?
Yeah.
And she's not even pointing at anything like that
Yeah.
makes sense. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. So because we're on the same wavelength. We've done it so many times
Yeah.
before. Like we just know what to do.
Y'all strengthen one another's weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're also constantly growing and learning. And so if there is a little bit of a whatever, like a difference of opinions or an argument or something like that, it's like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, let's figure out what that was. Like, okay, I'm sorry that happened. I meant to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I'll make sure to do this the next time. And that
Aw.
I like really appreciate because
Yeah.
then that's how you grow the next time. And then like even just thinking on a wider scale, like when we're working with people outside of just us, like you need to have that skill set as well. And I
Yeah.
do think that is sometimes lacking a lot on bigger sets of like people just being able to be like, hey, I'm sorry about this, like how about that or something
Yeah.
like that. Like sometimes it's just there's so much pressure and it's you don't have that much time and all this stuff. And so when you're able to get a crew together that is able to like communicate or like, okay, let's take 1 second to breathe and figure out what the problem was. Okay, great, we got it, let's go.
Yeah.
And then things actually end up being faster.
Yeah.
We just had that on a short film that we did with crews that it was such an amazing crew because
Yeah.
everyone was like listening to each other. And if there was some sort of problem, it was like, okay, what's the problem? Okay, here's a solution. What does everyone think? Okay, let's go
Damn.
and figure it out. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So Brenna first AD'd it as well, so she's in charge of the scheduling among a lot of other stuff. But I want to focus on the scheduling. Typical shooting day is 12 hours, and so that's just from the time that you get all your camera, all your stuff is already ready, and that usually takes an hour and a half, and then the 12-hour day starts on the clock, and then you shoot for 12 hours. And then you're done, and then you have to wrap out, and that's usually another hour to 2 hours, something like that, with all the documents and all the stuff that has to be signed. So like a typical shooting day is 12 hours though. Typical working day is like 14 to 16. And that's not even including travel time to get there and to leave, to go back home.
Damn.
So that's very typical. Brenna, with her scheduling and all the prep work and everything, she made every day less than 10 hours.
Word.
But that wasn't just me. And like, I'm not just saying that. Like, it really was an amazing DP that was so willing to prep. I mean, he had like his setup time prepped ahead of time. He knew his shots. He had pictures of it. Like, that usually doesn't happen. The director who was like on top of it, was in these meetings, was also like, okay, we don't need that. Great, let's move on. Or like she would listen to us. Like, it was a full collaboration amongst everyone.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think that the AD, you know, being prepared and all that was important, but also all of these other people came in and were also super prepared and were super to adapt last minute. We're super or was willing to communicate and change and adapt. And so it was just like a dream team.
Yeah.
It always feels really good. Like smaller sets, you gotta like pick your poison. Like smaller, like indie sets, like not a lot of resources because you don't have as much money because you know, for whatever reason, for a lot of reasons. And so, but when you get on these big sets, like these giant, like 100 million, 400 million budget like sets, when they have like much bigger crews, but every person has their one job, it feels very corporate kind of. It's very different from like corporate, like not in an office, but it's like everybody has one thing that they do. And when things go a little off, like schedule, there's a conflict, there's a problem, there's an issue, whatever, I think a lot of people kind of lose their minds a little bit more because they're like, I don't know how to be flexible. Like my job is this, but you're asking me to do this, this, and this. I don't know how to do that. And then they freeze up and then stuff happens. And then they just throw more money at it because like, it's all good. We got like millions more. Let's just extend the day. Let's just like whatever. But it's so hard to learn in that environment. But it is like, it's so hard to learn how to be adaptable in that environment. However, I will say like what we did gain from those bigger sets is like, what are some strategies to like be very organized and very
the systems.
Like how do we repetitively keep some consistency between some shots, some looks, some work, some some energy.
Yeah.
Energy is a big thing. Morale is a big thing. Like,
Yeah,
how do you keep
for
that
sure.
up for a year and a half on some of these long
Yeah.
projects and stuff like that? So like, there's definitely stuff to learn from indies and big budget features and shows and stuff like that. Like, you gotta getting both of those. I think has exposure to both of those, and then us just learning end to end from development to pre-production to production to post-production to distribution and marketing. That's end to end. We know every part of that because we've been in a lot of different stages of all kinds of films and TV shows and other stuff. So it feels really good to be able to fill any gap that comes up.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be working for like a short film or a TV show or something like that, and they're like, oh man, like, it'd be great if we had if we had the budget to get someone to do this, and we're like, we know kind of how to do that, let's do that. And it's good enough.
Yeah.
It's good. So it happens a lot.
So is there anything right now that you two are doing jointly together that you're getting ready to present to the world, or?
Yeah, the short film that we were talking about that we're producers on is currently in post-production. So we're super excited about that. We're going to be doing the film festival circuit and then
word.
a whole impact strategy. So we're super excited about that coming out in the new year probably. We also have the web series How to the Kitchen that we're currently working on that is focused on culture, cuisine, and community of restaurants right now in Atlanta, but we're hoping to spread out more and really focusing on the restaurateur's story and showcasing like their love for their food, and a lot of times culture is like really integrated into that. So we really want to give that a platform for independent restaurants, which we're super excited about.
Yeah.
Did you say the name of the short?
Mr. Jesus.
Mr. Jesus.
Yeah, there it is.
Mr. Jesus.
It's called Mr. Jesus.
Yeah.
Mr. Jesus, it's about a down on his luck actor whose image gets stolen to make a Gen AI, Jesus. And people start to think that he's the second coming. So it's
that's
funny, but it's also like really relevant right now. And it looks amazing. We're super excited about it. And the crew is, we just talked about that. So the crew is fantastic.
I can't wait for y'all.
We got a lot of, other stuff in development, but it's just so far away. It's, it's not good marketing to mention it now.
So stay tuned.
I feel that. Yeah. Well, thank y'all both for sharing your time with me, being here with me today. This guy wants me to laugh really bad right now, but I won't. At least once a day when I see him, he makes me laugh, and when I start, I can't stop. I didn't do nothing. But no, for real.
It's the pants.
Yeah, the pants are fire. I can't wait to shoot the B-roll on that. But you guys, like who you two have become in my life, I'm truly appreciative of just who y'all are. I love y'all to death. Anything that y'all do, I know is gonna come to pass and turn to gold. But I pray that anything you do and put your mind to, I pray that it come to pass and turn to gold. You guys are like two of my favorite people. That's no bullshit. I'm not playing around. Damn. Y'all are two of my favorite people in life.
Thank you so much, Drew.
We
feel the exact same way.
I really, really mean that. Thank y'all for sharing y'all time with me today.
Thank you.
Truly,
Thanks
I appreciate it. Yeah, of course. As for y'all, what I took away from this dialogue with Trip is communication. How beautiful communication is. If you listen to one another, if you are able to help one another in their weaknesses with your own strengths, communication can go a long way. And communication and love, I feel like that's the drug. Till next time, though, keep going.
I said that there won't be a sequel. I meant to say equal, they say, Jay, we want to believe you. What you hearing today is a product of confident people. What I'm lending away is a promise we're giving the people. Listen.